Okay, this tent is rated to 400 pounds. I assure you I'm well under that. So let's see what happens. Up we go. Woo! I am flying in a tent. Oh, you guys, something snapped. I landed flat on my back. Oh, my back is in so much pain. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. So the verdict is in. The doc just came in and I broke my back. Yay me. Would I ever try to use that tent again? Right now, my answer is no way. I'm going to show you exactly what I did wrong and exactly what happened. Well, hello everyone. It's been a while. It's been about 5 weeks since my last video. It's been about 6 weeks since, yes, the collapse of 2025, where my hanging tree tent collapsed and sent me to the ER with a fractured vertebrae at the L1 level. And here I am 6 weeks later, and I'm doing great. The healing has been remarkably quick considering what it could have been, and so I am very thankful for that. If you've not seen the video that I put out where I show the actual collapse of the tent and the agony that resulted and my trip to the ER, I'll put that down in the video description and you can go back and watch that, and then it'll all make a little bit more sense probably. But those of you that did watch that video and commented with lots of kind words and well wishes and hopes for a speedy recovery, I know that many were praying for me, and wow, what a rapid recovery I've had. And the timing, of course, was such that just a couple weeks after I broke my back, spring was in the air and there were many outdoor projects to get accomplished, and so I started doing way more than I probably should have. Definitely probably overdid it, but I'm doing well, I'm moving well, and I continue to improve. So thank you for those of you that had kind words to say. But if you haven't noticed already, there's something right over my shoulder in the pole barn, and that is the collapsing calamity tent. Yes, what did I say when I posted a video?
Would I ever try to use that tent again? That's a tough one. Right now, my answer is no way.
Between many of your comments and the research that I did, I discovered, and looking at the ratchet strap, I just flat out used it wrong. I kept ratcheting it up. So now I'm going to show you how I set the tent up in the pole barn here, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did wrong and exactly what happened. Okay, I think I like that. So the point of the tent is fastened here to this 6x6 post, and I've got the ratchet device attached to the point of the tent, and then the other 2 points are attached to the 2 6x6 posts on the other side. Okay, and now let me show you exactly what I did wrong. So I ratcheted and ratcheted and ratcheted. So because there's so much strap spooled up, this latch and this latch are not able to fully drop and catch these teeth. I don't know if this will come through on the video, but if you can see, this latch is barely catching that tooth. This latch up here, same thing, it's barely catching. And where I thought that I had this latched all the way down, you can see it is not latched. And so when I got in the tent and put a load on these straps, those teeth were barely engaged, and it was a ticking time bomb that went off, and this whole thing unspooled instantaneously. So there you have it, what not to do with a ratchet strap. Don't overfill it. Don't neglect checking it. I was careless in my setup of that ratchet, and it cost me big time. So now let me show you the upgrades that I made to the tent and how I ultimately set it up here in the pole barn. Okay, so the first upgrade I'm making to the tent is I'm taking the little carabiners off. They're marked 8KN. That's the force in which it takes to break it. It says not for climbing. I'm replacing those, upgrading them with made for climbing locking carabiners that are rated at 27KN. So we're going from 8KN to 27KN. Could pretty much drop your car on this and it would hold. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to take this small carabiner off and I'm going to replace it with the 27KN locking carabiner. So out with the old, in with the new. I got here some proudly made in the USA. Some brand new American made, although that doesn't mean as much as it used to, sadly. 1.5-inch ratchet straps by Power Tie. So this brand new 1.5-inch ratchet strap is what will be suspending my tent. I can already tell from the fit and finish and the weight of it, it is a more heavy duty setup than what the tent came with. So let's get it set up. Okay, so here we are, the brand new ratchet straps. I don't have too much, but just the right amount spooled up. The teeth are fully engaged in the two latches. And as extra precaution, I took the extra strap and tied a knot right here. So if something were to fail, and that would be very unlikely, it would suck this knot right into the spool and put an end to that calamity. So there you go, got some American-made hardware, got all 3 anchor points of the tent fastened to 5/8-inch eye-bolt, bolted through 6x6 beams holding the pole barn up. Let's hope the whole pole barn doesn't collapse. So here's the deal, I wanted to give this little update, but I also wanted to get back in the saddle. Yep, they say when you get bucked off, you get back on, right? Well, I live in Wyoming, so I guess I better practice that. So I am going to sleep in this tent tonight. Have I gotten in the tent? No. But check this out. My 3 granddaughters were willing to give it a once over and check it out. So I figured if they got in there and bounced around in the tent and it held them, then I should be good to go, right? So here's how that went. Here they come. Whoa. What? What are those pads for?
We don't want to break our backs too.
Spread them all out. All right, you want to do one at a time and just keep adding weight?
Mila first. Yeah.
Okay, Mila, go for it.
I don't want it. I actually don't
And
touch
Caitlin's coming in. Okay. Whoa.
We're over 200 pounds together. Elena, stop! Actually, yeah. No, get out!
So what do you think? Does it pass the test?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys sleep in here tonight and I'll just let you be the guinea pigs.
Yeah. Please?
So that was a pretty good test, and thank you girls for being willing to get in there and bounce around and see what happened, and everything held just fine. They had the great idea of bringing our bouldering pads and their tumbling mat, putting that underneath just for a little extra insurance, and I'm going to leave those mats under there tonight, and I have a little bit extra insurance inside the tent as well. Here's that. So fun fact, first time I used this tent when it collapsed, I had intended on blowing this mattress up and sleeping on it, but I just had not put it in the tent yet when I collapsed. So no doubt it would have been a little softer landing had I blown this up first and laid on it when I got in the tent to test it out. It's all set up and waiting for me. Have I gotten in the tent yet? Nope, I have not. And to be honest with you, I can't even say I'm really looking forward to it. Everything is set correctly. Everything is tested. It would be extremely soft landing if the very unlikely happened and it fell again. And I say unlikely because of 3 things. Number 1, look at these advertisements that these tent makers, and there's several companies that make these tents, look at the types of situations that they advertise their product being used. Number two, go to YouTube sometime and type hammock tent or tree tent, and you find a handful of other YouTubers that have taken these tents and mounted them 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet high in the trees.
No one died yet.
And yet, if you continue your search a little bit further and try to find anyone who has had the tent collapse, guess how many you'll find? You'll find my video. One video. It's the only one I could find. Yay me, accomplishing firsts. I don't know if I'm the first one to have a falling tent or the first one brave enough to actually publicize it and put it on YouTube. But hey, if this can keep it happening from one other person, I'm thrilled. Don't overwind those ratchets. Oof. Oof. The wind direction changed. I had to move. Isn't that the way it is? You sit at a fire, the smoke will blow this way. You move over there, the smoke will blow over there. You move over there. Yeah. But anyway, it's been pretty consistent tonight. So there's only one thing left in this update video, and that is for me to climb into that tent, shut the lights off, spend the night, and find out whether it's going to be another collapsing calamity or whether it's going to be a comfortable cradling sleep. I hope it's the second of those two options. So here we go. Okay, the moment of truth. Oh. Wow. This is very comfortable. So far, so good. Good night, everybody, and we'll check with you in the morning. Well, it's about midnight. It's still a comfortable 50 degrees, but the wind gusts have picked up. The pole barn is rattling a bit, which causes the tent to bump up and down and rock side to side a little bit. I would compare it to sleeping inside a vehicle in the wind where the vehicle is rocking back and forth. It's gonna be an interesting night. We will see you in the morning unless I need to report on something else. Well, good morning, everyone. I survived. The tent survived. But do you hear the wind howling? Oh my goodness, about midnight, the wind came up and blew gale force all night long. I would just fall asleep and huge gust of wind would come and rock the tent and rattle the whole building, and it would shake me awake and I'd wonder if I'm falling. But nope, the tent did just fine. What do you know, the hanging tree tent works perfectly when you use all the equipment properly. So there you go. Mission accomplished. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you in the next one.